Joining me in the room podcast to talk about his next MMA scrap happening at Cage Titan 64 on March 30th is the Joker, Jay Perrin. What's up, my man? Welcome to the show once and again.
Always good to be here, but I was wondering when I would get the call to come back on this show again. I've been waiting for it, but it's good to be back.
Awesome, my man. Well, you can always, hit me up, bro. I'm always around, but you're always welcome on here. I know you're a busy guy with the family, new baby, all that other stuff.
Yeah,
And I appreciate you, right before fight week coming on, man. But let's
thank
talk
you.
about it, bro. Before we get to the fight and stuff, new baby back in November or so. How's the family life and how you feeling about how life is going at this point?
Dude, you know what? It's like everybody says, it's stressful, but honestly, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love being a dad. Um, she's my entire world. She's changed. She's changed me in a lot of ways already. So she's only 4 months old, but every day is a new adventure with my daughter. So I'm very blessed and very happy. I live a very, very good life, So I couldn't be more grateful for her and all of the happiness that she's brought me, particularly even just more selfishly. So I could say that it's going great. I'm just tired.
Well,
I'm
as
just
far as
tired all the
the
time.
difference, because I have asked fighters this in the past, the difference between, your mind state with a child, a newborn child, your first child, and not having a child. Is it different going into a fight, different thought process, or is it business as usual going into a fight?
I mean, a fight is a fight. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for so long that it's my job. So you clock in and you clock out of it, and but I guess for motivation's sake, I guess for me personally, it's a little different because having a fight used to be the thing that fulfilled me the most. Do you know what I mean? That was the thing that drove me. As like Alex Volkanovski said recently, he's like, I felt like if I'm not in camp, something's missing. Something, I mean, I couldn't tell you how much that resonated with me because um, fighting, for most of my life up until I got out of the UFC, was who I was. It was who I defined myself as. And that was hard. That's hard, especially when you're just kind of lingering in between camps and shit like that. And so for me, my daughter really, she doesn't like. She shows me that nothing else really matters. If I win or I lose, this really what matters is if how was I there for her. That's all she gives a shit about. She doesn't care about if I win or if I lose. I'm gonna come home and we're gonna love each other and she's gonna love me and she's gonna want me to be there for her. So I mean, for me, she gives my life purpose, and meaning beyond myself. And so I guess that is a very driving motivation because I'd like my daughter to see that I worked very hard and that I was very good. So not that it's I know I guess it is a motivation in its own way, but I just don't obsess about fighting in the way that I did before. It's more about I love it again. I love to just fight because you know what, dude, this is a bonus for me. I get to do what I love to do every day. Every day, I'm in the gym every day. There's no one can deny that. Um, and it's because I love it. It's not because I feel like I'm obligated to, or if I don't, then I'm somehow less whole. I am completely whole now and completely fulfilled because I have my family and the love that I'm surrounded in. So I think that it makes my training a little better because I enjoy it more and I can go back to the passion of it because at the end of the day, win, lose or draw, it doesn't really matter. I still have my family. And that's it. That's the best way I can put that. It was long winded, but
That's all
yes.
right, man. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
As far as you mentioned the gym, coming back from the UFC, you did have a fight here, last July, but
Mm,
whole new gym here, Lausanne. Is that your main gym at this point? Are you a
yeah.
Lausanne guy? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Lozon guy now. I know they came when I became. Uh, to be honest with you, it's not that I really had any like falling out with anybody. I live in Fairhaven, so it's 25 minutes away. And Joe was the first person to reach out to me when I came home. He said, "Hey man, come get some work." He's like, "Don't worry about a membership even right now. Don't worry about any of that. I just want to see you in the gym, and I think that's where you belong. So just for your mental health." And from there, I just showed up. Now I've just been there, and I started picking up some classes. So now I teach there, and That's home for now, and I travel around, but that's home base.
Excellent. And you're training with some fighters that you possibly could have been matched up with in the past and stuff like that. How's that feel? To actually, be training with some of these guys that maybe, you wanted to have a fight in the cage and challenge yourself or challenge them.
Some of them were as exactly as fun as I thought they'd be. Working with John Duma particularly, who is a fucking dog. Um, has been wonderful, because if you were to watch, I swear, every time anybody gets a camera on sparring, they never see what we're doing, and it's every time we end up sparring each other, people go, Jesus, you guys were fucking going crazy. And it is, it's such great work and like high level work. So we figured, dude, we've been in the game and haven't crossed paths for 10 years now. If we're not going to fight, we might as well help each other. And so and that's kind of how we went about it. And Randy Costa was the way that we all kind of came together for when he had a camp when he first came back. So we all kind of helped him, and then we kind of grew this kind of little group that we all kind of keep in talk contact and get sparring and shit in when we can and stuff like that. So it's been really great. I came back, I used to be really confrontational. A lot of people have, I have that reputation obviously, and I'm very competitive. But if I'm in New England, I'd really like to learn from the best of New England. I want to be what the best of New England can be, and if that means that I have to take a trip or two to take people that I'm not going to fight. If you're not going to fight me, then I'm just gonna, what I mean. It doesn't matter. I'd rather work with you
Yeah.
than just stay, leave that knowledge in the air and not be able to obtain it. So that's kind of my perspective. I think that everybody can learn a little bit from everyone, and if not, if you don't learn something, then at least you know where you stand with that person.
Yes.
If you go to a gym and sparring, everybody says nobody, sparring is sparring, but when you're standing across from somebody you might fight at some point, you put a little extra pepper on it. You know what I mean? And at least you can measure yourself to that.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
um, and it's no hard feelings. Like I'm not, everybody fights how they fight. It's not like it's a spy thing or anything like that. It's just like I have appreciation for everybody's skill set, and I'd like to learn as much as I can.
Excellent. Well, here we go, man. Second fight back in the regional circuit here and back in Cage Titans, where you've been doing a lot of commentating when you haven't been in that cage, man. How you feeling about getting back in there in that crowd? You like, Cage Titans, every card is bigger than the last. And as they're talking now, this is the biggest card they ever have.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, how you feeling about, getting back in there in that cage?
Oh, that's gonna be. You know what, dude? Case Titans. When I'm in there, I've been there so many times now. It just feels like home. I'm very comfortable inside that cage. And I think about it every day. So not like just like an obsession. Like I visualize it. I sit. I close my eyes, and I'm in the cage. And how's the pressure? And how's he moving? I've done all of this. I've done it all in my mind a billion times. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for the energy of the crowd. I know it's gonna be crazy because for once, I'm not going to fight at midnight. I'm probably not even going to be one of the last three fights.
Mhm.
So, which is cool, which is a testament to the card, which is cool. Maybe I'll be able to like have dinner, which would be great. No, I've done it a billion times, so I can't wait. You know what I mean? I know the matchup is good. I know that the guy's a hard nosed fight. He's gonna at least push pressure. I've worked incredibly hard and studied this guy up and down, and I'm just really ready to perform. And the whole UFC thing, when you get released from it, you want to get back. Obviously, you want to get back. But there's a little part of you that's like, there's no pressure for that because like whether you do or you don't, I can just fight, bro. I don't like. I just want to fight. I don't care about any of that extra. Do I get signed? What is the plan? I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't. I just want to fight. I'm just here to do this fight right now, and that's all I really need to focus on. So that pressure is lifted from me. I don't have that weight. I can just go out there and do what I love to do at a weight class that doesn't make me kill myself to get to, you know. So I just think all off. We're firing in all cylinders, baby. I'm very very excited to perform next week, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Well, this kid, 5-2, Chris McKay, do believe he's from the West Coast, California.
Mhm.
Tough kid. What do you know about him as far as, fighting him, the matchup? How'd the matchup come about? Um, and talk about this kid a little bit because you said, you're going on all cylinders and you're getting ready for a battle here.
Mhm. He's a so from what I found out and did some digging, he's an NCAA All American wrestler. I think 2 times for Arizona. If you ever know anything about Arizona, they do have a pretty decent wrestling program down there. So he's a wrestler. He shoots a lot, um, but he's very good at it. Um, and being an NCAA All American means that you're not going to back away from it. Now, his striking's not as good as mine. It's just not, and we all know it's a striker versus grappler matchup. The reason I took it or how it came about was really I asked Bover because you know when I asked for another fight for March, 'cause like I said in July, I'm like, hey, I want to take time for my baby, but I'd like to be back for the March card. Um, I got a couple of names that were local. Um, but I was like, you know what, dude, I really just want to fight new people. I'm tired of having the same fucking 6 people fight or be pitched to fight. I'd like to fight other people. If I'm going to be here, I don't want to travel. Can we get new faces in? And so Mike put the word out, and his manager said, "Hey, we're looking for something." And I looked him up, and I'm in the first 3 minutes of watching him. I went, "For sure, let's sign this."
Let's
Uh,
go.
Fight. And that's not to disrespect him. I just think the matchup works well for me, if I'm honest with you. You know what I mean? I think that for me, I think the criticism of me, and I critique myself very much. In the last fight, I wanted to strike more, and I didn't because I knew that there was a blaring hole in my opponent's game, and people get on me for shit like that. But I'm like, dude, I'm taking the path of least resistance in every single fight because when I'm 40, I want to eat solid food. So.
Yes.
Um, I saw the wrestling. I took it. I think the one regret I have in the boot fight is that I got too in love with the rear naked choke. And I wanted to finish it so bad that I didn't transition to anything else. And it's
Yeah.
not like I couldn't have. I just got stuck on this one thing, and that was my fault for that. So I've corrected that. And so he's a wrestler. He's a better wrestler than arguably. And I'm pretty good at, I would say. Um, so it's going to force me to use my hands. I can't. I'm not going to engage an NCAA All American in a wrestling match. So it's putting me in a position that's kind of this guy's going to try and do what I can do to other people, and force me into an uncomfortable spot and use a skill set that I really want to display. Because if you've trained with me or watched me train and use my hands, you'll see that I'm very good on my feet. I just see opportunities to take people down and choke them, and I'm going to do that. So, yeah, that's where the matchup kind of sits for me. I just think that I don't think he's a bad fighter. I just think that for me, I'm too well rounded for him in every way. And if I can, and when I can keep this on the feet, once I let them go, it's going to be a wrap. I'm going to predict another second round finish for me in this one.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
as far as this week left, what's left to do? I mean, this is going to be your. It looks like your 19th pro fight in there. What's left to
Sure.
do the last week of training camp?
I just got back from getting punched in my head by Randy Costa, and I feel bad for the last time. No, enjoy.
So
So
wait, is today like the last day of getting really punched hard?
just
Like,
I just got this. What I mean? I look like an anime character with like a so that's nice. You know what I mean? I love fight week.
yeah.
'Cause no one talks shit to me about I'm just over here on the bike. I'm here sweating. I'm gonna jump rope. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
shit like that. Basically, it's just get down to weight, dude. But like again, I'm not a small. I mean, I'm not a huge 45er. I'm probably about a middle of the pack guy because I walk between 65 and 70 normally. So like my water cut is maybe 10 pounds. You know, um, so the cut's not really that hard. I get to cruise from now on and just kind of recover and you know get all the it's more of cerebral now. It's more watching little tape here and there, kind of seeing what I can adjust to, and just staying moving and staying sharp.
Awesome. Last question before I let you give your, shout outs and sponsors and social media. You're at 145. I believe this is your second 145 fight in a row. Is what would bring you to, really not hurt yourself, but kill yourself during training camp to get down to 135? What kind of fight would entice you for you to go back in the bantamweight?
There are certain people that I want to fight. Like that would really the fight's got to be I don't know. There's got to have weight to it. You know what I mean? Like there's gotta have like I mean if it's like I said before, I don't care what happens next, but if some opportunity should knock to me, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna not take it. I'm for sure gonna jump at it. So if it's like, hey man, you go to 35, you win this one, you get signed again, or if the UFC or whatever the PFL or whoever calls me and goes, hey man, we need a late replacement. Can you do in like 3 weeks 35? For sure, 100% will do that. Um, but if it's the regional scene, man, and there's not like a belt attached to it, or hey, this guy's gonna move on, or um, something like that, then I'm just gonna take the fights that suit me. And it's for me. I think a lot with 35 is that I am a big 35er, and um, I'd rather just worry about fighting, bro. Like worrying about the skill of a fight and like the tactics of it, because that takes so much of your fucking time already, to not obsess about every calorie that goes into my body and how much I'm burning. And then I just wasted a camp trying to get fit. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
trying to burn calories. And that's just not what I'm trying to do. I'm a better fighter than that. And I think in the UFC a little bit, that kind of happened to me, because you put weight on, you put weight off. It was just a nightmare. So, um, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the Raul Rosas weight cut, I almost died. So, I still have a little bit of PTSD from that. So I'm gonna take my time at 45. But again, if like I said, if somebody from Florida wanted to sack up and not be a weird circus pony for a bare knuckle show, and actually defend their belt, then yeah, for sure I'd do that. Because it's an easy check, and I'll get my belt back, a nice shiny one. So that's one. But other than that, if you're not paying me like decent money, and we know what decent money
Yeah.
sounds like, and I just don't see what's the reward. You know what I mean? What's the upside for taking that kind of risk to my body,
Yeah.
as well as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. So I'll take my shots at 45. I've been sparring 45ers for years, and I do fucking fine. So that's how I feel about it.
Perfect, man. Well, awesome catching up with you, Jay. It's always an awesome conversation with you. Well spoken, always smooth with you. I wish you well. Next Saturday night, we'll be cage side watching it with all the boys in the crowd, and sure you got some training partners that are going to be alongside you fighting in that
Yes,
cage
sir.
that night. So, again, man, welcome back. Glad to see it. Glad to see everything's working out with you on the personal side and the fighting side, bro. You're a good asset to New England and its fighters and the knowledge you have, and just a great
Thank
guy, man. Always a pleasure. Last thing, man, shout outs, social media. Anything you want to say before I let you go? Last week at training camp.
That would be awesome. Hey, if everybody could follow me on Instagram at @lastlaugh_Perrin, because every time that I'm getting this close to monetizing my Instagram, it decides that it's gonna fuck me and delete my profile. So I've had 15,000 followers in total, and deleted every time. So if you
Yeah,
could
this is
give
you.
me a
You've
follow,
had, like
oh my
three.
god.
You've had like three Instagram
Oh,
pages in the
dude,
last.
they delete me. They lock me out. The last one I got reported for calling somebody a dunce or something like that. Oh, it was ridiculous. So now I lost like 11,000 followers. So follow me on that. You can follow me on Twitter at Joker_Gang35. Um, you know what, dude? I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't get any sponsors. You know what? I didn't ask for them.
Yep.
I'm just here to fight, baby. You
Awesome.
know, I don't really give a shit about any of that. If somebody else finds them, if a business wants to hang out with and talk to me about it, fine. But um, as far as I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I don't
Yeah.
need extra money. I'm straight. With how I am. So I could wear fucking basketball shorts and still win. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just here to fight and win. So if after this win I get more sponsors, fine. But like I've never been good at hunting them down.
Yeah.
So if you're a small business and you want to give me money for advertising, you go right ahead. But until then, I'm just here to slang my knuckles, baby. So I'll see you on Saturday.
Awesome, my man. You have a great week, Jay, and thank you so much for the time, man.
Of course,
We'll
brother.
we'll see you on the 30th, man.
Yes, sir. I'll see you later. Good to see you, brother.